Ballpark Cam up and running in Baltimore, where the I wasn't quite sure.
That was nice.
Had to wait for the fun. Red Sox and Orioles. Orioles have their home opener, 2:35 Eastern Time. It is Povich and Newcomb. And Rafael Devers and the Red Sox, they're hoping, specifically Rafael Devers, that he can turn things around. As, guys, he is the first player in Major League history to strike out 12 or more times in the first 4 games to begin a season. Clearly, this is a small sample size. So, with that being said, when a guy is struggling, what does he do? He has to go to the doctor.
It wasn't until after over a decade in the show that Mark DeRosa discovered his true calling.
Scalpel.
Saving careers.
Clear.
Finally making something of his UPenn degree.
Time of death, 9th inning.
He scrubbed the dirt off his hands and stepped into the OR, helping hitters heal.
He's got to play with more heart.
It's a tough job.
There's nothing we can do. I cannot help this guy's batting average.
But someone's got to do it.
He's toast. Let him go.
The doctor is in.
You know what I just noticed? Where'd you get that fake heart? Like you bought it from Target?
I'm telling you, that was Amelia Schimmel's finest work.
Yeah, that's the OG of all the openers.
That's right.
That's the best one.
D-Row, you played 16 years in the show. You know how tough this game is. We never overreact. We're cheerleaders for the players. Couple games in, what do you see at the plate with Rafael Devers?
Listen, I don't want to panic about the 0 for 16, but you need to panic a smidge about the punch-outs. And you need to focus on the fact that coming off of spring training, where he only had 15 ABs, you could say whatever you want. We've been in these clubhouses. He is not happy not playing third base. He'll deal with it, and he has to deal with it. And you know what? He's I don't want to say caused it, but if he was a better defender, then Bregman would be playing second. We've seen Christian Campbell go into this lineup, and he was pretty electric those first couple games in Texas. So he's going to have to find a way to figure out the DH role. Who better than David Ortiz to teach him, arguably the greatest DH of all time, to help him out and how to get him ready. The thing for me with Rafael Devers, you're on a $313.5 million contract. It's go time, big boy. Like, they need you. They need you to be great. You can fly private for the rest of your life. I need doubles and homers over Fenway Park. I can't have you not do interviews, be upset about No, I ain't got time for it. Because you're one of the best hitters in the game. Let's get into it. When this guy is right, he can carry this lineup. And he doesn't even need to do that. They are stacked offensively. Once this season gets going, it starts to warm up and they stay healthy. I like the Boston Red Sox to win the AL East. And he's got to be a big part of it. He really does. Pause this. Bring up the boards of how good he's been. Since 2019, MLB ranks. He's 8th in home runs, 5th in ribbies, and 2nd in total.
2nd in total base?
Second.
Wow.
To Freddie Freeman.
Whoa.
Okay? Next board. Players with 25-plus homers and a 125 OPS plus or higher each season from 2021 to 2024. It's Aaron Judge, Jordan, Juan Soto, Shohei, and Rafael Devers. He's been one of the most consistent hitters our sport has seen. That's what he is. So I honestly don't want to hear about the defense anymore. The Boston Red Sox are a better team with Alex Bregman at third base. They are. Now, I don't know if he should be playing first and you move Casas for an arm, but he's going to DH right now. We'll figure that stuff out. But when you watched his ABs over the weekend, this is opening day, and Nate Eovaldi's got 18 different pitches. But I just want you to focus on the fact that there's a lot of movement. So pause this. To get a swing like that, you're not seeing the baseball. So I have to do it from the right side because I was a righty hitter. We talk about this all the time. A body that's constantly moving, the head has to stay square. And you can see he's coming off of spring training with 15 ABs. You need 40 to 50 plate appearances in spring training to feel like totally effective. That's my opinion. So 15 and getting in the box against Nate Eovaldi, run that back. That's why you see these swings. Watch his lower half. Nothing's grounded. So if nothing's grounded, his head's moving all over the place. Because Rafael Devers is not swinging at that pitch. Give me game 2, Jack Leiter on the bump. And you know Jack. We've chronicled him a lot. It's 98 to 100, and the off-speed can be erratic, so you don't have to come off the heater. 99, jam. Little kick change right there. 93, 99, boom, 98. Give me another heater. By you. Better swings, though. And the reason we talk about the fastball, he was struggling to hit the fastball. I remember in June of 2021, the Houston Astros walked into Fenway Park, and he got 50 heaters in a row. So there's obviously something there where they feel like they can rush a heater. Sometimes the guys who hit 2, 3, 4 in a lineup take chances and sit off speed a little bit more. But again, goes back to basic fundamentals. When you're struggling early in the season, you have to be on a heater. No one got to the big leagues because they were a good breaking ball hitter. We all hit the heater. Go. Tyler Mahle on them. You know you're getting that elevated heater with this guy. Here comes 5 in a row. 92. I mean, you got to be going on that pitch. Top of the zone, 2-2. 93, right Broadway. So I wanted to bring up a side-by-side and see if he was doing anything different. Pause this. Reading a little bit about Alex Cora, he talked about, listen, the hands, don't worry about the hands. And I agree with you. We've done this before. Craig Counsell had his hands here. Tony Bautista had his hands here. Everybody can put their hands wherever they want if they can get to the point of contact on time, right? So do you see any difference 2024 to 2025? Don't even look at the hands. Look at the lower half. He definitely looks a little narrower in 2024. A little bit more wide open, maybe marginally, but it could be big for him. He glides through his load for me. He glides through it. So I was a toe tap guy. If you're going to be a leg kick or a toe tap guy, then you're doing it for a reason. You're doing it to engage your backside, okay? If you glide through it, you don't ever get to your most powerful position. So slow click this for me. He hasn't even started yet. Pause. So he's late to get started because this is pretty synced up. And now, run this. He's in full engagement, ready to go. Pause. He has got nothing going back, where he is almost in his most powerful position. Now watch in 2025, as his front foot lands, his hands come with him. He is not in that rubber band effect that you hear so much about. So run this to foot contact. Pause. I mean, he is just getting his hands back, and he is already starting to fire. So if I'm Rafi, I maybe shorten up a little bit. I don't be as wide. He's a guy who stands open. I maybe shorten up a little bit, but I am starting early and slower and engaging this back half, and I'm not coming off the fastball.
Could you have hit with your hands like that, Dero?
Yeah, Lauren. My hands were all over the place. I couldn't load my hands back. I went down. That felt natural to me.
I had the same problem.
Yeah.
Hands all over the place.
He'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I just want him to mentally get over the third base thing.
Maybe
Yeah,
take a second.
and it's, as we've said, some players, when they go to that DH-only role, it takes a minute.
Joe time. We welcome back Joe Madden, back for another season. Joe, such a pleasure to have you on MLB Now for another season. Welcome back, and great to see you again.
Thanks for asking again. It was a long offseason, a good offseason, but really wonderful to have baseball back again.
I know, it's so nice to be back. So, right off the bat, so to speak, torpedo bats. Again, you're the manager of the Rays. You're at the vanguard of the revolution. Then you're with the Cubs. Right. Again, one of the smartest organizations out there, led by Theo. So where are you on torpedo bats, Joe?
I find it interesting. It's new tech, right? It's like a new golf club. It's any kind of new tech that comes your way, guys are going to be interested in it. I read a little bit about it. The way they sold it to the hitters, I would see why the hitters would want to give it a go. I'm curious, though. I mean, like you just mentioned earlier, Nestor Cortez was not that good the other day, and they beat up on him pretty badly. I want to see this against a different pitching staff, and I need more time. It could just be the flavor of the month. I don't know. But it makes sense. I think it really is designed to protect the hitters' weaknesses. And now I think scout reports are going to potentially change based on how these hitters react with these different bats in their hands. Does it take the cutter inside away from the opposite side? Somebody mentioned the two-seamer coming in, so now they become more susceptible away. I'm curious to see all that. I find it very interesting, but I don't think it's like this great panacea that's going to eventually everybody's going to want to use one of these things. It's going to go slowly, but I need more time.
I think I know where you're at. I'm in between. It's that this is the next greatest thing. And this, I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to bring that up with Jake and Tom, that clearly the Yankees barrage puts it front and center, right? And a lot of that had to do with the Brewers pitching. However, I'm just wondering, like, why would this lead to a whole new frontier of where you strike the ball, what your bat plane is, and where do you want the mass of your bat, and having specific tailored bats, especially, Joe, for the punch and Judy guys, right? For the Luis Ariz, Stephen Kwan, and guys, we're in need of those guys now. What about that?
They used to always be there. The Jackie Robinson model back in the day, the end of it was almost the same thickness as the handle was. This is not necessarily, absolutely, it's not necessarily new. I think this bat is going to proliferate the teaching of staying inside the ball, especially to guys like you're talking about, not maybe the 20, 30, 40 home run guys. Like Judge wants to stay the same. Others will probably want to stay the same with the barrel as big as it had been. But otherwise, I mean, like you're talking about contact. Yeah, it makes absolute sense. You get jammed a little bit, the ball ends up over the shortstop or the second baseman's head as opposed to being caught or the bat being splintered. So we just need a little bit of time with this. But then again, scouting reports are going to change. That's why I asked about if they were used in spring training or not and how the hitters react, because I think there's more time necessary for the analytic department to catch up defensively and pitching-wise to find out how this really reacts. That's what I'm at. So give it time.
It's intel and counter-intel. It's spy versus spy. But I love that something swung in favor of the batter this time and kind of in favor not just of home runs, but contact and singles and hard contact. I think that's good. Now, where are you on the future of this? Are we good with the changing of bats that it can actually change things? Because we want the 3 true outcomes to diminish somewhat. Yep. Maybe this could help that.
Amen. Absolutely. I'm totally into this stuff. I've always been staying inside the ball. I've always been like with 2 strikes, having a B hack and just trying to move it analytically. Most analytical guys want you to continue to take your A hack and try to hit the ball to the ballpark.
Right.
I'm into the ball being run around third base, less than 2 outs. I'm okay with the ball being put in play and the run scores.
Right.
I'm very good with that. So if this promotes that kind of an attitude in the game, I'll take it.
What did you bring up? The Tennessee Thumper?
I did. Yeah, I had that.
What was that exactly?
The Tennessee Thumper was a bat that came out in the late 70s. There it is.
There it is.
And it
we
was
found
kind
it for
of it's thicker in the middle and a little bit narrower at the end. I had a line drive to end the game at Wichita in 1980 on a Tennessee Thumper right in that sweet spot of the bat. It was really loud as a catcher. It hurt your ears, man.
Wait, you were in the minors. Isn't that an aluminum bat? Ping? Isn't that
No. I was playing for the Boulder Collegians. I was already released by then.
Okay,
so I was making a comeback in another way, and I was playing in Wichita in 1980.
All right, because that's an aluminum bat, right? That is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was alive, man. It was alive.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, we're not saying we want to see that. We're just
right. No, not at all.
But it made you think of the Tennessee Thumper.
Exactly.
Giving you an advantage. All right, Joe,
absolutely.
What do you make of the Red Sox third base situation? Rafael Devers seemed not to be happy DHing. They signed Alex Bregman. I was a fan of the way the club handled it. However, the other side is that you have a full-time DH. Doesn't seem to be adjusting well with it, right? To be like just small with that. 0 for 16, 12 strikeouts. That's the worst start ever to start the year. What is happening here?
Well, you're right. I did think they handled it properly. The correct guys at third base. Devers is in the position he's supposed to be and needs to be for that team to win. A. B. This guy had some shoulder issues last year at the end of the season. I don't know where that's at. I looked at those videos you popped up there. He looks a little bit bigger to me, too. I don't know if that's true or not. And furthermore, if you have shoulder problems, and I heard or read that his bat speed is down, is he trying to cheat? Is he trying to get out front sooner? And because of that, he can't catch up to a fastball, then he's in front of a breaking ball. In this situation, I would give it time. Superficially, it looks like he's upset. But I don't know that. It might be physically upset. We don't know that.
Right.
This guy's a great player. He's a great hitter. I love the way he plays. I think he has to come to full terms with what's going on right now. He has to accept it. That's the best way for the Red Sox to be good this year.
It reminds me of there was a video game that you could do the GMing on a video. It was in this MVP baseball like 20 years ago. I used to love that. And when a player wanted to talk contract or he was like, if you said, no, I don't want to renegotiate with you, you just hit a button and you don't renegotiate. But the player's performance suffered. Like it was real world. It's like, no, you don't get off easy. If you're not doing what the player wants, actually sometimes he can suffer a little bit.
Yeah, I can't deny that could be part of it. But the Red Sox with Alex there and everybody else, and even like a big Poppy in the background, I am certain that he's had plenty of conversations with a bunch of different present and former Red Sox guys that they're going to try to reason with him and have him understand why it's best for the group. He's going to come around. This guy's just that good of a hitter. But seriously, I don't know if he's bigger than he had been last year. He looks like a little bit. I don't know if TV adds 10 pounds to me too. So I don't know. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where that's at.
All right. You know what? I'm watching games this weekend, Joe, and like a few pitches I see, I go, challenge that. Like I got very quickly used to the automatic ball strike challenge system from spring training. And I'm like, I miss it already. Where are you on that?
Yeah, I didn't get to see it as much as you did. I kind of like this concept because if you're right, you keep it.
Right.
We got 2 right. I like the idea if you get it right, you keep it. I love that. Regarding, you told me before, it's like a 50-50 proposition. I'm going to bet it's going to remain there all season. And as a manager, I want to be careful who I'm permitting to challenge. So there's some guys that really, pitchers have big strike zones and, hitters have small strike zones. You got to know who's doing the challenge.
Oh, Joe, you know who did best? Joe, I want to jump in. You know who did best? I've seen all the data. Catchers. Catchers. I'm saying just catchers in general. They should, like, eventually, I think if you were managing, you would say just the pitchers, nope, you're no good at this. You think everything. Let the catcher pick that.
Yeah, the catcher's right there. The pitcher wants everything. He absolutely wants everything. And again, these are good conversations. This is something that's going to be, streamlined. It's going to be understood better as we go further along. But yes, I love the catcher in that situation. I'm worried about hitters. That really, there's certain guys that want everything too. So there's a lot of little snafus that need to be ironed out individually among organizations and teams. But I think it's a good gig. I do.
Joe, did you already play golf, or are you playing golf later? And
right after we get
all right, because you were texting me so much on torpedo bats. I had a feeling you weren't playing golf this morning. But go out there, and when you hit it with the driver, if you hit anything off, you can just blame the equipment, get a better driver. I want a torpedo driver.
I just bought a new driver. I'm getting a new driver. Here's my adjustment: a shorter shaft. Think about that. It's my version of the torpedo.
There you go.
Shorter arc, control the arc, find the center spot of the club more often. That's what I've done.
I could see you with your own golf ops department working on that for you. Yes.
They're busy at work right now. Trust me.
Joe, a pleasure. We'll see you again.